This is the Char-Broil Performance Series Convective 2-burner cabinet propane gas stainless steel grill. I know, but that's basically what you get. A compact stainless steel grill with a cabinet design and 2 main burners. Right off the bat, it looks pretty sleek, with a mix of black and silver finishes. The size itself feels just right for small patios or even apartment balconies where you might not have a ton of space to spare. What stood out to me at first was how sturdy the build seemed considering its size. The cabinet style hides the propane tank, and the whole grill gives off a simple but modern vibe that fits a lot of outdoor setups. From my experience, this grill is easy enough to move, although it does have a little bit of weight to it, around 82 pounds. That means it's not something I'd want to lug up and down stairs all the time, but there are wheels that help roll it around your patio or deck. I appreciate how the handles feel solid and not flimsy, which helps when moving it. The stainless steel material does feel like it can withstand different weather conditions. Although I always suggest covering your grill or moving it to a sheltered spot if rain is expected, just to keep it looking good longer. The control knobs are located up front and are pretty intuitive, even for someone like me who isn't a professional grill master. You won't have to guess which knob does what, and the ignition system starts with a simple push. At least, that's the idea. The temperature gauge is right on top, easy to spot, which is pretty basic but super useful, especially when I want to keep an eye on the heat for different foods. Let me share my grilling experience with this model. It runs on a 20-pound propane tank, which connects underneath in the cabinet. Setting the grill up the first time took me about an hour, maybe a bit more. You'll need some patience and a basic set of tools, but it comes with clear instructions. Once assembled, starting it up was straightforward. All I had to do was open the propane valve, press the ignition, and it fires up. This grill heats up fast. I noticed it pretty much got to 400 degrees within 10 minutes, which is great when you don't want to stand around waiting. The cooking surface area is 300 square inches, which might sound small compared to some bigger grills, but I could easily fit about a dozen or so burgers or several steaks on there. There's also a second warming rack up top, and I found it useful for toasting buns or keeping veggies warm while I finish grilling the meat. One of the main features here is what Char-Broil calls the true infrared system. If you're not familiar, this tech uses a special grate to help distribute the heat more evenly and reduce flare-ups, which is basically when fat drips into the fire and causes big flames. In my opinion, this makes a huge difference, especially for someone like me who doesn't like babysitting their meat every minute. No more charred on the outside, raw on the inside. I actually noticed the food cooked a lot more evenly and it kept things juicier, which is always the goal when I'm grilling. What I really like about this grill is how quick and efficient it is. It gets hot fast and keeps the heat where you need it, so I can grill for friends or family without worrying about things cooking unevenly. The side shelves are handy too. They're big enough to set down plates, sauces, or my grilling tools. And you can fold them down if you need to save space. Cleaning is surprisingly easy. The grill grates are porcelain-coated cast iron, which means less sticking and easier scrubbing. The grease tray underneath slides right out, so I just line it with aluminum foil and cleanup takes a couple of minutes. Another thing I love is the look. It gives off a modern, clean aesthetic. Those little details, like the LED illuminated knobs, make it easier to grill at night, which for me is a plus because I don't always finish cooking before the sun goes down. The overall build quality feels like it's going to last for a while, and I'm a fan of the covered storage for the propane tank. It just keeps everything neat and safe. But as much as I enjoy using this grill, there are a few things that could be better. For starters, the cooking space, while perfect for my usual needs, is a little limiting if I want to grill whole chickens or really large cuts of meat. I tried fitting a rack of ribs and had to get creative with positioning. For bigger gatherings with lots of different foods, I sometimes wish I had just a bit more space. Another thing, while the ignition system is simple, I did notice it sometimes needs an extra push or two to start. It's not a deal breaker, but if you're like me and you expect things to light up right away, that can be a little annoying. Assembly too isn't difficult, but it does take time and some patience, especially if you haven't put together a grill before. Some parts felt heavy, so moving or assembling it on your own isn't the easiest. And while the weight is a good thing for stability, it does make mobility a bit of a challenge if you're alone. Also, keep in mind the grill gets hot quickly and holds the heat well. But because the body is smaller, sometimes high heat can be a bit much for delicate foods. I had to play around with temperature settings a little more than I expected to avoid overcooking vegetables. In conclusion, I'd recommend this Char-Broil 2-burner performance grill for anyone who wants a compact, stylish, and reliable grill that does the job well for small to medium groups. It's perfect for couples or families who want quick weeknight grilling, or even for people who are new to grilling and don't want an intimidating setup. The true infrared system really helps reduce flare-ups and makes for juicier, tastier food, which has honestly raised my confidence in grilling. From my experience, the biggest plus is how easy everything is. From lighting it up, to cleaning, to storing. If you don't often cook for a crowd or work with giant cuts of meat, this grill checks almost all the boxes. The few downsides, like minor ignition quirks and the assembly time, are things I can overlook, considering its solid performance and design. If you've got any questions about this grill, or want to share your own grilling stories, drop a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more quick reviews on grills and outdoor gear. Thank you for watching.